Hello students, welcome to new chapter Current Electricity. Topics to be discussed in this lecture are Introduction, Electric Current, SI unit of electric current and direction of current. Okay, now let us move to second slide. Introduction. Students, first let us understand what is current. Current means flow. Anything that flows is called current. Suppose if we consider a water, if water is flowing from one place to another place, then it is called as water current. If we consider a wind, and if wind flows from one place to another place, then it is called as wind current. Similarly, if charges are flowing from one point to another point in a particular direction in the presence of external field, then it is called as current. Students, in electrostatics you have studied about electric charges at rest and types of electric charges and their properties, and even you have studied about electric current and electric potential. To understand this chapter, you should have the knowledge of all these topics. And as we know that when the charges are in motion, they constitute an electric current. Such current occurs naturally in many situations. Lightning is one such phenomena in which charges flow from clouds to the earth through the atmosphere. The flow of charge in lightning is not steady. That is, the flow of charge during lightning is not constant. But in our everyday life, we see many devices where charges flow in a steady manner, like water flowing smoothly in a river. Now, let me define current electricity. The branch of physics which deals with the study of motion of an electric charge is called current electricity. The branch of physics which deals with study of motion of an electric charge is called current electricity. Students, in this chapter we shall study about electric current, its various effects, and some of the basic laws concerning steady electric current. Okay, now let us discuss about microscopic wave of current through conductors. Consider a conductor. As we know that conductor is a material which allows electric current to flow easily. These conductors are made up of large number of atoms which are tightly bounded with one another, and each atom is made up of nucleus and electrons, in which nucleus is situated at the center and electrons will revolve around the nucleus in the permitted orbit. For our discussion, I will be taking only the electrons which are revolving in outermost orbit, and these electrons are not so tightly bounded with the atom. Hence, these electrons are called as free electrons, and these free electrons will move from one atom to another atom in the conductor. Okay, now this picture gives the clear idea about how electrons will move from one atom to another atom in random motion. Okay, all red spheres will represent nucleus and dark circle will represent outermost orbit, and small spheres will represent free electrons. Okay, now in this case the free electrons are moving from one atom to another atom in random motion. Okay, now I am going to consider few electrons, and as you know that at room temperature this conductor will get heated up, and due to this these electrons will gain thermal energy in the form of kinetic energy. Due to this kinetic energy, these electrons will move with a high speed in random motion. So you can say this. No electrons are moving in particular direction. They are moving in all directions. Okay, by this we come to know that they are moving in zigzag motion. Now let me consider a cross section at point A. Okay, when you look at this, there is no net flow of electrons across this cross section. Hence, no current flow in the conductor. The flow of current in the conductor is 0. Okay, this picture will give the random motion of free electrons when no potential difference is applied across the conductor. Conclusion for this. When no electric field is applied across the conductor, the free electrons are in random motion. Hence, total number of electrons flowing through any cross section is 0. Therefore, net flow of current in the conductor is 0. Now, I am going to connect a battery to this conductor and we'll see what happens. Consider a conductor. Let A and B be the ends of the conductor, and this conductor is connected to a battery. Positive terminal of battery is connected to end A, negative terminal of battery is connected to end B. Since end A is connected to positive terminal, hence it is called as positive end. End B is connected to negative terminal, hence it is called as negative end. Positive end is at higher potential and negative end is at lower potential. Hence, there is a potential difference across the ends of the conductor, and due to this potential difference, an electric field is set up in the conductor. Due to this electric field, electrons will experience a force and they get accelerated towards the positive end of the conductor. So we can say that electrons are moving towards the positive end of the conductor. Okay, now this picture shows that when potential difference is applied across the conductor, the free electrons will experience a force and starts drifting towards the positive end of the conductor. With this, we can define electric current. The amount of charge flowing per unit time through any area of cross section of a conductor is called electric current. The amount of charge flowing per unit time through any area of cross section of a conductor is called electric current. Or simply we can say that the rate of flow of charges is called electric current. Okay, there are different types of currents. I will be discussing only two of them. First one, steady current. Steady means constant. A current whose magnitude does not change with time is called steady current. Okay, the magnitude of this current will not change. It remains same with respect to time is called steady current. If current is steady, then it is mathematically expressed as I equal to Q divided by T that is equal to N into E divided by T, where I is electric current, Q is net amount of charge flowing, T is time interval, N is number of free electrons per unit volume, and E is charge on the electron. Okay, this can be clearly understood by a graph. When you plot a graph, current versus time, okay, this graph is represented by a straight line and that line is parallel to time axis. Okay, by this we come to know that for different values of current, the magnitude of current is same. Hence, such kind of current is called steady current. Okay, this is the brief description about steady current. Next one, varying current. Varying means changing. A current whose magnitude changes with time is called varying current. The magnitude of current does not remain same with respect to time. It changes with respect to time. Hence, such kind of current is called varying current. If current is varying, then current is mathematically expressed as I of t is equal to limit delta t tends to 0, delta q divided by delta t is equal to dq divided by dt, where I of t is current at a given time t and delta q is small amount of charge crossing any cross section of conductor. Now this can be clearly understood by plotting a graph. Current versus time. Current is taken along y-axis, time is taken along x-axis. For different values of time, the value of current is plotted as shown in the figure. Okay, this graph represents for varying current. Okay, this is the brief description about varying current. Note, SI unit of electric current is ampere. It is a scalar quantity. See, though the electric current has a direction, but still we consider it as a scalar quantity. Why? Because it does not obey vector addition. It obeys simple algebraic addition. Hence, it is considered as scalar quantity. Now, let us define 1 ampere of current. Okay, we know that current is mathematically expressed as I equal to Q divided by T. If charge Q is equal to 1 coulomb and time is equal to 1 second, then current I is equal to 1 coulomb per 1 second, that is equal to 1 coulomb per second, that is equal to 1 ampere. So usually we don't express current in terms of coulomb per second. We write the SI unit of current as ampere. With the help of this, we can define 1 ampere. The strength of electric current is said to be 1 ampere if 1 coulomb of charge flows through a conductor in a time of 1 second. I repeat, the strength of electric current is said to be 1 ampere if 1 coulomb of charge flows through a conductor in a time of 1 second. Okay, once again we will be defining 1 ampere in chapter number 4, that is in moving charges and magnetism. Okay students, let us move to next slide. Direction of current. In this slide, we will be discussing about the direction of current. Students, when electricity was invented, only two charges were known. One is positive charge and other one is negative charge. During that time, no electrons were discovered. And for convenience, the direction of current was taken along the direction of positive charge. And it was assumed that when potential difference is applied across the conductor, both negative charge and positive charges are flowing opposite to each other. Okay, this I will show it by a circuit diagram. A conductor is taken and this conductor is connected to a battery. Positive terminal of battery is connected with one end of conductor, negative terminal is connected with another end of conductor. The end which is connected to positive terminal of the battery is at higher potential and the end which is connected to the negative terminal of battery is at lower potential, and due to this there is a potential difference across the conductor, and this potential difference will set up an electric field in the conductor, and due to this electric field negative charges and positive charges will experience a force, and this negative charge will experience a force and starts moving towards the positive end of the battery, and this is the path of negative charge in the conductor or in the external circuit. Okay, same thing is for all negative charges. Negative charge moving in one direction is equivalent to an amount of positive charge moving in opposite direction. Okay, as I said that it was assumed that negative charge moving in one direction is equivalent to an amount of positive charge moving in opposite direction. Okay, the path of positive charge is shown as follows. Okay, this is the path of positive charge moving in the given electric circuit. Okay, by this we come to know that negative charges will move from negative terminal of the battery to positive terminal of the battery in external circuit, and positive charges will move from positive terminal of the battery to negative terminal of the battery in external circuit. Therefore, we come to know that positive charges are moving from positive end to negative end, and electrons are flowing from negative end to positive end. The direction of conventional current in an electric circuit is in the direction of flow of positive charge or opposite to the direction of flow of electron. Okay, the flow of current is shown. It is from positive end of the conductor to negative end of the conductor. Okay, the direction of current is shown by arrow mark, and it is from positive terminal of the battery to negative terminal of the battery in external circuit. Okay, with this I end up the lecture. Thank you.